Good afternoon on what is yet another very warm, bright and sunny day. It is Sunday the 13th of July. I'm in the Nook with a nice hot cup of tea and a bag full of goodies that I came back from Free RPG Day, which this year in 2025 took place on Sunday the 21st of June, yes, Midsummer's Day. So I'm going to pull an item out of here which I've not looked at yet and see what I think of it. So let's have a look through. Look at that, look at that. See. I'm just following my way through. Let's see, yeah, let's pull this out. So, this is the Dreams and Machines QuickStart, or RPG QuickStart, published by Modiphius Entertainment for its Dreams and Machines post-apocalyptic setting, which takes place on another planet which has lost contact with Earth, recovered, and then faced the consequences of an AI war. But ultimately, all of the machines are kind of shut down, or certainly most of them. And the interesting thing is that some certain characters in the settings can interact with the holographic interfaces used to control the environment and some of the machines. Effectively, they're spell-like abilities, but they're not spells. So, don't actually have, we've got a player reference here on the back, which explains momentum spends, threat adds, spirit spends, and actions. And we've got a credits and contents page, a bit of an introduction there. So, hopefully better than one than mine. Welcome to the world of Dreams and Machines, a world in the far future cut off from Earth, where inhabitants balance on a razor's edge between technological distrust and reverence. A world where sleeping mechs form part of the landscape, part of the culture. Banners and flowers decorate the rusting Goliaths, while the communities that make their homes around them celebrate birth festivals and harvests in all in the shadows of tools of devastation, now slumbering their former purpose forgotten. Rumours swell of a dark city, yet more tell of wakers and mechs that move, that kill, that cannot be stopped. But rumours always swirl like cloth in the wind. Who's to say what is real and what is fiction? The world is wider than you know. It's time to explore it. Okay, so you've got the credits page. And the setting is if it were Prime, that this is the name of the planet, and below that you've got an explanation, or essentially, of what the 2D20 system is, which is the mechanic which underpins all of Modiphius Entertainment's role-playing games. And it gets into the adventure, and what you will need is both a player and the game master. Note there, if you are new to role-playing games, and a core rules overview, looking at skill tests, contests between opposing forces, an overview of your character, and their bonds and truths. And essentially, bonds are connections to other members of the group. They can be supportive or rivalries, and truths are single words or short phrases to describe facts. They can be used to make tests harder or easier. Every character has two of their own, and there will be others baked into the setting whether the player characters are. The player characters, basically the players have access to two types of essentially meta currencies. You've got momentum, which is generated by rolling the dice and generating successes. If you succeed, that's fine. If you roll extra successes, that becomes momentum, which you can then spend for extra benefits. And you've got that list there of what you can do on the back. So basically restores 3 spirit to basically gain a second wind, create a truth, ask a question, increase damage, reduce time, follow up with an action, revive a character. And then when you're using spirit here, that's used to go essentially to add a die, re-roll a die, and avoid an injury. So quite simple. So you're trying to basically create momentum, and then that will enable you to use spirit and take better actions, as it were. And on the downside, your game master has threat, which she will spend on the environment to make things more difficult for your player characters, or her player characters, and also to enhance the abilities of her NPCs. So you've got a decent overview of the rules, essentially adding things in, guidance to being exhausted, resting and recovery, action order is an optional rule here, and then we go on to look at a conflict, and that includes social conflict, physical combat conflict, and so on, actions that can be taken, and what happens with the consequences, so suffering injuries, defeat, and damage. And then we get into the adventure itself, shelter. It comes with the pre-generated characters, and what the player characters are doing is exploring a mysterious tunnel leading down into an ancient complex, and of course that's going to be full of these mechs and other technological devices which might be awake or not. I'm betting on the former. So here they are, going deeper and into the depths. So it's really quite a short adventure, and then there they do actually encounter a mech. It's a loader mech, and that's basically because of its how the way it's operating, they've been forced to escape. So there they are, racing for the light to get out of the complex. And there the scenario concludes, and we've got the pre-generated characters. So this is a spear, or essentially a guardian, who helps defeat foes. You've got an archivist tech, and there this one is essentially supportive character, protector. You've got a grabber, a searcher for objects, and a mediator, and a gatherer. And they've got adverts there for the full game itself. There is a starter set available, and there's books for both the player and the game master, and some extra books beyond that. There we go. And an advert for another game. So that is Dreams and Machines, the RPG QuickStart published by Modiphius Entertainment. Basically, if you're wanting sort of like a fairly straightforward post-apocalyptic setting to explore, that is not dissimilar, I suppose, in style to Far Horizon, the computer game, but quite sort of like nicely done. I've looked at the other core books as well as the quick start and starter set. So I do hope you enjoyed this unboxing in the Nook. If you did, then please do click on the like button down below. And if you've got any comments or feedback, I do appreciate you taking the time to post those. And lastly, if you want to be alerted to get more unboxings in the Nook, where you'll see me out here, typically with a box, but in this case with a bag full of items from Free RPG Day 2025, which I will unbox and chat about to the best extent of my knowledge for roughly 10 minutes or so, all of course accompanied by a nice hot cup of tea. Then please do click on the subscribe button down below. Thanks again for watching another Free RPG Day 2025 unboxing. I'll be back again soon with a standard unboxing and another Free RPG Day unboxing as well. Bye for now.